Guys, Roxanne here from Tiny Home Living. Definitely have to get rid of the LED light bulbs. This is terrible whenever I do stuff at night. Anyway, I look like a kid holding the flashlight under my chin to make myself look like a ghoul or a ghost or a goblin. Anyway, tonight I am going to try making butter with real cream. Now I just want to show you one of my favorite toys. This is the Ankarsrum. I think you can see the name on there. Oh, it's really hard. Ankarsrum. It's a really weird word. Ankarsrum. I think they're made in Sweden or Switzerland. Anyway, it's called the Assistant Original. I'm lucky enough to have two of these. My sister bought me an extra one when I had my little bake shop in Ontario. And they're very different. The motor is on the bottom of this one. The Kitchenaid, I have the commercial size Kitchenaid, which was about $800 at the time. This was about $700 or $750, something like that. But I saw a video online of someone making butter with this. Now I've made butter with the food processor and I've made butter with the Kitchenaid. The food processor I found got way less of the buttermilk. This is where it plugs in. It's got kind of a funny, I don't know if you can see that. The lighting's terrible in here. I'm going to have to get, so that's what the plug looks like. I might get Chris to install some lighting up under these cabinets. These LED lights, we're really rethinking these. A lot of people are changing out from the LED lights back to incandescent. We always find out after these newfangled things come out that there are health issues. So that's the Ankarsrum Assistant, and I am going to make my butter in this. The other thing with the splattering, this doesn't fit on completely, but it does help to keep the splattering down. So I found this, after I made butter with this the first time, I didn't even have to wash the butter. It got so much buttermilk out of it. So I have some fresh cream in the fridge. Real cream. I'm hoping this isn't too much to put in the bowl. That's the only thing. So I did find my big, sort of a commercial sized food processor, the Breville. I love Breville products. I have them in here on the shelf now. I hate stuff on my countertop. So there's my Breville. Oh, I forgot to make my kefir today. I knew I'd forget about it if I put it in here. Okay, so I've made the butter in my Breville food processor. This is a biggie, so I liked that you could put a lot more liquid in it. I found I couldn't put as much liquid in here, and the splattering is enough to make a person absolutely insane. I just can't handle it. Oh dear, I'm going to have to do my kefir now. Oh. Okay, anyway. So that didn't work great. It didn't get as much buttermilk out. This splattered like crazy. And this, I found I didn't even have to wash the butter. So big bonus. So I'm going to try it again. I've got real fresh cream. Now last time I forgot to put salt in. So I'm going to put the salt right here so I won't forget that. I think I'll put my kefir in the fridge. I'm not going to have time to do that till tomorrow. And we need milk. This might take a little while till it starts to thicken, so I'm going to turn the speed up and I'll turn the camera back on in a little bit once we get some action going. I just wanted to mention this was clattering a bit, and you can see there's a groove in this wheel. My finger's stuck in the groove. The groove wasn't on this rim of the bowl. I hope you can see that. There's a groove right here, and that's supposed to run on the rim. It was a little bit above, so I haven't used this thing that much, so that was a little bit of a mistake. So I need to make sure that groove is running on that little rim here. That's better. It was kind of clunking and I didn't know why. I almost gave up on making butter because but you can see how it's separating now. So it's doing, but I don't remember it taking this long. Mind you, the video I watched, you know, they probably time-lapsed it or just left that part out of me, you know, sitting here playing with my phone and watching videos and thinking, what the heck's going on? Anyway, I will continue. This is the other thing I like about this. I tried putting this round lid on, but of course it doesn't cover the whole thing. That's for putting on the bowl and putting stuff in the fridge, which is just awesome. But this, I can actually hang the tea towel over top, and I've got it turned up pretty high now. So yeah, it's keeps all the splatter on the tea towel, which is awesome. And you can't do that with other mixers. I tried it with my Kitchenaid, but I was so afraid of the tea towel getting caught in the mechanism. So I'm kind of doing this and keeping my hand on the knob to turn it off in case something happens. So once you get to this stage, it goes super, super quick. So I'll go a little bit longer and then I will drain some of the buttermilk off, and then it goes really quickly. But boy, and you know, I almost gave up because I thought nothing's happening, but I had already put the salt in. So what do? You can't use it for your coffee or whatever, whipped cream, once it's got salt in it. So I'm glad it's working now. The other thing I want to mention is what you can do, now the butter is starting to get clogged up there. So this arm moves back and forth, sort of on a spring. So what happened in the video that I watched, let's see if I can get this down there a little bit. Oh, sorry. So what they did was they pulled it out a bit and then tightened it so it'll stay that far away from the wall of the bowl. And I'll just turn it on low so you can sort of see what happens. Then the butter kind of goes through. I might have put it away too far, but you can see how it's really going solid now very quickly. 45 minutes to get to this point, and then about 2 minutes to get a big blob. So before I continue, what I'm going to do is take this, what's left, I'm just going to put the wand, and I'm just going to put it in the measuring cup, get it out of the way, and I'm going to strain the rest of this into this bowl. I thought I had this adjusted. Okay. I'm going to strain the rest of it into this bowl, and that will get most of the buttermilk off, and then it'll go much quicker to get the rest of this done. Okay, now getting most of this liquid off. Oh, I just splashed it all over the place. Get most of this off, put the solid back in there, and that should expedite the rest of this. Get as much buttermilk off as I can, and I will put that buttermilk in a bowl to make, now this, to make pancakes, I was going to say, finish my thought. So this, you just turn it till it falls into place, and then I'll get all the butter off my spatula. This shouldn't take long now. I don't remember it taking so long, but then, you know, the video on YouTube of them doing this is like 2 minutes. So, you know how that works. It might not be all that close to reality. So there's quite a bit of butter in the colander here. So let's just put that back in. This is a colander that I bought specifically for making my kefir, because you're not supposed to use metal ones. That might react with the kefir. So that's quite a bit of butter that was still in there, and I will just put this back in place and get this back on. See if I can do this. Sorry, I need to get used to doing this with stuff on the countertop. I love this working space. I've still got junk in the way, but for the most part, it's cleaned up, which makes me really happy. Okay, I'll just leave that there for, that's quite a bit of buttermilk. That makes me happy too. I might have to strain it with something even finer because I still see butter in there, but I will get the rest of this done and see how it goes. Put my little cloth back up, my protection. It's nice and yellow. The color is beautiful. And, you know, it doesn't get any fresher than that, does it? No, I've got a finer strainer, but the metal, it was the kefir grains, not the milk, that you weren't supposed to have come in contact with the metal. So those acrylic ones are for to protect the kefir grains. So I'm just going to strain this again because there is quite a bit of butter in this buttermilk. I suppose it's not going to make much difference. It's just going to make it taste more buttery. I don't know. I might just be making more of a mess than anything. Okay, let's get on with the butter. I should mention that this bowl comes with this scraper, and this end is meant to fit in these grooves. Now, how clever is that? Sorry, I keep banging on that edge of the bowl and it makes such a terrible noise. So yeah, this is meant to go in here, and the other part scrapes the bottom of the bowl. It's the exact same diameter as the bowl, or curvature of the bowl, I guess you would say. But this is just a really neat, whether you're doing cookie dough or any kind of batter, this cleans that out. So now you can see how much butter I've got in there, and it's almost all solid now. See if I can get a little more liquid out of it. Well, I got a really nice jar. I think that's probably about 2.5 cups of buttermilk. So I'm going to put that in the fridge and then get this butter finished up. Okay guys, last time I used this mixer, I literally did not wash the butter once. But it's a little bit warm just from being in the room here, and so our well water is really cold, but I did have some ice cubes in here. So I'm just going to do this once because I really am pretty sure there's not much buttermilk. That's what I love about this mixer. I found the first time that I used it, I just really didn't have to. I've done milk or butter before, and I've had to wash it over and over again. And this is what I hate the most about making butter, is the washing. And I just find I end up with so much of it on my hands, and then you have to wipe your hands off, so you're just kind of losing all your butter when it ends up on your hands. So you're just squeezing the last, and you can sort of see that it's kind of white, a little bit white still, the water that's squeezing out of there. So I'm just gonna, I'll put a little bit more cold water in. Like I say, our well water is super cold. And yeah, I am using well water. Our well water is really clean. We're really, really lucky. If anything, it's a little bit on the soft side. So some days it feels like, you know, when you put the new salt in the water softener. So I'm not getting anything out of that when I squeeze it. So I think I am just going to put it in a bowl. I'll maybe weigh it. That might be a good idea now that I've got my hands covered in butter. Now I would like to get some butter molds, but what I do usually is put this paper towel. My fingers get greasy every time I touch it. Now you can see a little bit of water on there too, but there's probably a tiny bit in the bowl. So I basically wrap it in some saran wrap, and then it's easier to sort of shape it without getting it too warm from your hands, but also you can kind of shape it into a square or whatever. And then I'll put it in the freezer. And then I know it's a cup as well. So when I did make larger amounts before as well, I did do this. I put it in either half a cup or 1 cup blocks or a pound. So, and a pound is 2 of these, 2 cups. Anyhow, that's the way I do it. It makes it easy to shape without making a mess. And then you take it out of the freezer, you take the saran wrap off, and you don't lose any of your butter. Again, hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and share this video with your family and friends. And we'll see you next time.